see my face in the monitor earlier.
I was
Until
gonna say,
earlier.
yeah.
But let's start talking.
How's everybody
How's
doing?
everybody doing? Kung hei fa choi!
Yeah, happy
Happy
Chinese,
Chinese
New Year.
New Year. I was thinking about I think, yeah, it was one of my plans to go to Binondo and see how Filipino Chinese celebrate
Oh, is
their
that where they got the
New
like
Year.
Buddhist community and
Yeah.
everything? Yeah, I saw something like about that. Yeah,
I
cool.
think that's where you can see tons of Chinese. It's a Chinese village, actually.
Right, yeah.
It's in the heart of Manila.
So are they primarily like refugees, sorta?
I don't know, but they came here since, I don't know, World War II or long before, or during the trade.
Yeah.
And I would want to see their traders. I would want to see their festivities, but I don't know, I forgot. I was away from 3 days. I wasn't in Manila, and I feel like I'm completely lost. And it's a good thing to have a break from everything.
Oh yeah.
But then when I came back and I'm like, oh my god.
Yeah.
I need to water my plants.
Like my biggest gripe with where we are here is it's too convenient. So like, I could sit in the condo and have everything I need delivered to me, or anything else I want is within a few blocks, which is convenient, but you can convenience yourself to death. So I went the trip to Angano. It really reminded me
Did you went again?
Oh no, I'm talking about back in November. It's like it just really that was when it hit me. Like, dude, you can't move 8,500 miles away and then sit in a room in front of a screen the same way you did anywhere else. You know? Like, honestly, it was the same thing in Burbank. I spent like 80% of the time in a room in front of a keyboard. So, I mean, you might as well be nowhere if you're going to do that. Yeah.
Have you tried not going outside for 2 days, just in your condo?
2 days? No.
I've tried that.
The longest is like maybe a day and a half. Which once in a while I do stay inside if I don't have anything to do. But like it's sometimes like even if I don't have anything to do, I just like go to the mall, walk around, just like to get some sounds. Yeah.
But I've tried it for 2 days, and I feel like I don't know. It feels very suffocating.
Yeah.
It feels very suffocating, and then I needed to go out. But lately, I feel like if I didn't go out of my house for a day, I feel like I'm dying. Like I need to breathe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can feel you on that. When I was stuck out in rural Tennessee, miles from any civilization, it just got so old. Yeah, like same old scenery. Especially since like where I was, like I could go outside and I could walk, but it's Tennessee, so it's either going to be way too hot or way too cold to go too far. And so if I tried to walk, all I'm going to see is, oh, look, it's a goat. Hey, it's cows. Uh-oh, some chickens. Excitement,
I've heard you're going back to Tennessee soon.
Yeah, it's a couple of months now in April. Gonna spend a couple of weeks, visit family and friends. It'll be nice. I'm pretty sure that just like when I was in Singapore, I'm pretty sure it'll be like maybe 4 or 5 days, and then I'll be homesick for the Philippines again.
Really?
Which is weird because I never really I miss certain people.
Yeah.
In the U.S. and in Tennessee, I don't really miss living there at all.
Do you have a huge circle of friends in Tennessee?
Not a ton, but I posted on Facebook, and yeah, there's at least a dozen or so folks that seem excited to see me, and I'm definitely looking forward to hanging out with. Yeah.
I was like, I've seen my friends this weekend, and I don't know. It feels super refreshing.
Yeah.
We live in three different places, and we've been friends for like, I think it's gonna be 10 years soon. And our bond, I don't know, it's just awesome.
Yeah.
And what else happening in the news? I feel like I didn't watch anything about it the past week. I don't know. I was so busy.
Yeah.
Just super busy.
Oh, I don't blame you. Whenever I take a day or two off or that rare 3-day weekend, the last thing, like, people don't understand, like, social media and news, if I'm taking time off, there's no social media and no news because I work. So, like, the last thing I want to do is be on Twitter or Facebook or watching the news. But yeah, no, like one of the big things that that's been going on the last week that we recently covered is this whole bit with the Jussie Smollett guy, which I gotta say, I don't.
Which one is that?
He's
fact checking.
He's in the show. He's in a show called Empire. It's like a
I think I've heard
hip hop kind of show or whatever. It's like a hip hop soap opera, I guess. And the guy's black and he's gay, and he was a victim of a hate crime. And I hate to say it, in the article itself, I was being really, I was trying to be as diplomatic as possible. But no, I don't buy it. His story doesn't add up. His story has changed too many times, and parts of it just make no sense at all. Like, especially the fact that
Empire.
One of the things that makes the least sense for me is supposedly he was a victim of an attempted lynching in Chicago. So some redneck types who, and by the way, it was where they like hang you up or with a noose or whatever. Now you got to realize though, the polar vortex hit, and so the U.S. is experiencing record colds, right? I saw a YouTube video where a guy took boiling water outside and threw it up in the air, and it froze before it hit the ground.
Really?
Okay?
That's cool.
Yeah.
I would
Now,
never try that.
Part of this guy's story is at 2 a.m. Now, here, hold on, I'm getting ahead of myself. It starts like 8 days before the event happened, which was about a week ago, the 29th, the night of the 29th. And so apparently somebody sent a message to the series Empire. They mailed a letter. In this picture, it looks like a 2 or 3 year old drew it. It's a stick figure with a picture of a gun, and it says die black fag, and it's just like, it's so childish and ridiculous. So that's how it starts out. Now when they received that, it also had a mysterious white powder. The mysterious white powder turned out to be crushed up aspirin. Like, okay, you remember it seems like there was, was it the MAGA bomber or something around that same time where people got mysterious powder that turned out to be nothing? And one thing that blows my mind is like real ricin, actual, chemical weapons was mailed to the White House, and it didn't make nearly as much news as fake bombs and fake hate crimes. But yeah, so
fake hate crimes.
Yeah, I do believe it was. And fake hate crimes, hate crime hoaxes have been on the rise.
I think that
she wanted to blow up the White House. Yeah. And that's, that's crazy. But they're trying to paint it as it was what was it? The guys yelled, "This is MAGA country," right? So, by the way, after they received the threatening letter, Fox, who creates the show, the Fox network, offered him around-the-clock armed security guards, and he declined. Why? Maybe because this whole threatening letter was sent by him, and he's seeding the lie. You ever heard of seeding the lie? Like, you don't just spring a lie on somebody. You plant the seed of the lie. Seeding the lie? Seeding. Yeah, like planting the seed of the lie, right? So, so he takes this little lie seed and he plants it in the ground. This, look, somebody's out to get me. Now, if he was seriously afraid, and yeah, dude, if you're a star and somebody's threatening you because of your race and sexuality, you know, if somebody sent me a credible threat, and the Goldwater's like, Phil, you know, when you go out, we're gonna have a guy, you know, trail behind you who's carrying a gun. I'd be okay with that, you know, like, you know, I would be all right with that. It's you know, yeah, y'all gonna give me armed security? Sure, I'll take that. You think I'm not safe? Yeah, okay. But he turned down the security detail, and then one night, and like I said, this whole thing is just so hokey. So it was around 2 a.m. He left to go get a sandwich at Subway, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, it's -9 degrees Fahrenheit, which is like, holy heck, I don't know. It's something like -20 Celsius or whatever. I don't know. Ridiculous. It's ridiculously cold. Not to mention, because of the wind chill factor in Chicago, the temperature felt like -25.
Wow.
So, number one, you got Uber, you got Uber, Uber Eats, you got
We don't have that here anymore.
all these, yeah, but they had
Uber
there's
anymore.
in Chicago. There's all kinds of ways you don't have to walk in what feels like -25 degrees.
Yeah.
That's why they only found like it. The area he's in, by the way,
Mm-hmm.
is this, you know, really rich area, and so there's surveillance cameras everywhere, and they poured over tapes of this, and only saw 2 guys. Well, we don't know if it's guys. We saw 2 people all bundled up, and the reason why, because nobody was crazy enough to get out in that cold in the middle of the night. There's no reason to.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to go out.
So for some reason, he goes out for a sandwich.
I think it's better to be in a warm place.
Yeah,
Cold
yeah.
Because
I mean, like,
I've experienced the autumn. Every
I
time
hate it.
I go out, I feel like it's gonna be a challenge for me, and I will feel really awesome if I made it back in my hotel room. But it's,
and
yeah,
you know, maybe
difficult.
he just really wanted to go out. Okay, call a cab. You know, you can go out, but nobody's gonna want to walk in that. You know, so supposedly he goes out in this. He gets his sandwich, and it's such a phony baloney story. So he gets his sandwich, and like I said, there's cameras everywhere, and he's only off the cameras for 55 seconds, less than a minute, and then he's brutally attacked. And the first report said that he was sprayed with some chemical. He was sprayed with a chemical, and they put a rope around his neck and tried to strangle him. And, you know, they shouted homophobic and racist slurs and said, "This is MAGA country." Wait, they started out, get this, they started out, "Hey, aren't you that faggot nigger from Empire?" Okay, number one.
Don't say that word. I've never heard that word from a long time. What kind
of racist homophobes watch a show about a black gay guy? A show that, by the way, has been failing in the ratings for the last 6 years. Nobody watches that show, especially not racist, homophobic rednecks. Also, even if this was the favorite show of these racist rednecks, he's gonna be freaking bundled up. You're not gonna be able to recognize anybody, okay? Yeah. So they supposedly recognized him, and in this 55 seconds, oh wait, here's one of the best parts. So, the only witness to this attack is his manager, because at 2 a.m, he was on the phone with his manager. And his manager heard the whole thing, heard him say MAGA country, heard the slurs. Okay, so the 55 seconds he's off the cameras, and then he comes back and he's still got his sandwich in his hand. He also says that he fought off the attackers. Wow, dude. Just wow. So, you're on the phone with a sandwich in your hand and fighting off the attackers, and you never even drop your sandwich. Never even drop the sandwich. You know, like I was saying in the article, like after Jared had that horrible scandal, like maybe they should pick this guy to be their new spokesperson. "Hi, I'm Jussie Smollett. Nothing comes between me and my foot long," you know?
Footlong.
Like, I remember there's the Klondike commercials. What would you do for a Klondike bar? I would fight off two racist rednecks in the middle of the night while talking to my manager on the phone for a Subway sandwich. But yeah, supposedly poured some kind of, they poured some chemicals on him. Now here's another weird thing. After he's gone for the 55 seconds, he heads to his friend's apartment, which it sounds like it turns out his friend was his manager here. Now he didn't, this whole time, 30 to 40 minutes passes. He doesn't call 911. He doesn't stop by, like when he goes into the apartment or hotel or whatever, he walks past the security guys, doesn't stop and say, "Oh, I've been attacked." No. He doesn't call the police. He doesn't tell security. He doesn't tell anybody. He goes straight to his manager who he was on the phone with. It just gets funkier and funkier. Here's another thing. This is what really gets me. Here's what I think happened while he was in that apartment. They poured the bleach on him because it was 9 degrees below 0 Fahrenheit. And the freezing point of bleach is about 19 degrees Fahrenheit. So it was around 30 degrees below freezing. You can't walk around with a bottle of bleach in the freezing cold. Like, they would have had to take a knife, break open the thing, like take a hammer and sprinkle the bleach on him. You know? I don't buy it. I don't buy it. I don't buy it. But yeah, one of the weirdest, and this is a really effed up thing. Okay. So this happened the 29th. Remember the Ed Buck story? Like an actual story of gay black guys being targeted. You know, the rich Democratic donor who hangs out with Hillary Clinton and Barack Obama. That story has disappeared. It's disappeared. Let's talk about a fake hate crime against a gay black guy instead of mentioning the serial killer of gay black homeless drug addicts. Because I swear, I don't believe that those two guys that died are the only ones. I think they're just the only two that he wasn't able to get rid of the bodies. I really do feel that, you know? Mike asks, do you think he's making up this story? Yeah.
I wasn't listening to Phil.
Well, thank you. Mahaki.theme, you know? Yeah, I love you too.
I wasn't feeling myself today. I was thinking of not being in the show because I don't feel.
Well, thank God you didn't because
yeah,
it looks like
I just want
Burdock's
to be
already
honest.
disappeared,
Like,
yeah.
I don't want to.
Well, thanks for taking one for the team anyway.
Yeah, but anyway, I was reading about this healthy thing.
Yeah, it's celery juice. Yeah, so,
I've heard about this. It says if you have like an acid reflux,
it's also good for anxiety.
Really?
You know that? Yeah, yeah.
So
I had a friend who was telling me that.
you can make a celery smoothie in the morning before you eat breakfast or something, and then you'll drink it, and it will make your acidity go away.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And here, I'm reading about it can heal.
Baking soda is good for that too.
Healing eczema, bloating. Yeah, it's another so-called superfood.
Yeah, whenever I
would want to try it.
Some upset stomach, like one of the best things in the world is just like a half a teaspoon of baking soda, and now you'll burp.
Wait, you're gonna drink it?
Yeah. Just wash it down with some water or something.
I haven't tried that, but I always use baking soda to brush my teeth.
Oh yeah. I prefer that to the whatever fluoride crap. Yeah, that and like a little hydrogen peroxide with some water to whiten it a little. Because evidently, like plain hydrogen peroxide will like burn through your gums, so it's not good to have it just by itself. But yeah.
It's good as anti-inflammatory. Yeah. Anyway, I just want to fill in. But anyway, it's going to be Valentine's soon. Do you have any plans? I don't have any plans.
My plans are to not think about it. I'm gonna not think about it.
Are you one of those guys who doesn't have that February 14 on their calendar?
Exactly. Yeah. No, I take that back. I might take myself out for a day, buy myself some chocolates and wine. You know, hey, I'm a single guy.
Strawberry.
That means I've actually got disposable income. So maybe I'll just treat myself this year.
Yeah. Maybe we can hook you up on like a speed dating.
Yeah.
I haven't been. Oops.
Oh, I got it.
You got it.
But yeah, no, I'm not got any plans for Valentine's Day apart from trying not to think about it.
Yeah, don't think about it. All right. Do you guys want to see what's on my hat?
Probably don't.
Probably not.
But yeah, so yeah, I mean, like this whole Jussie Smollett thing, I found the whole thing just kind of bizarre, and it, you know, a lot of it just does not add up, you know, just doesn't make any sense. At first they said he was brutally attacked and he had ribs broken, and then the reports came out that the hospital sent him home immediately in good condition. You know, he had a little tiny cut under one eye. You know, that's not brutally attacked. You know, it's just that he was not brutally attacked. Oh, also, when he talked to the police at first, he told them to turn off the body cams. Told them to turn off the body cams so that they didn't record what he said. And he never mentioned MAGA country.
What?
Then he calls TMZ, he calls Celebrity Tabloid News, and tells them about MAGA country. Now, did you forget? Did you forget that it was a racist hate crime? You know? Oh, also the rope around his neck. The police said it was still hanging around his neck and he was, quote, wearing it like a tie.
Ooh.
You know? Like, it's ridiculous.
So I think it's all made up.
Yeah. Oh, he could have confirmed it, by the way. They asked and it was because of the financial relationship between the two. They asked the manager and Jussie to examine their call records to make sure that they had indeed been on a call. And they said no. So they don't want to confirm the story, despite the fact that there are tons of people who, because of so much of this, because of the change in story, because bleach freezes at that temperature, because all of this crap, you know, and apparently this would have been, now this hasn't been confirmed yet, but there have been 106 hoax hate crimes in the past 2 years. And so that's about 2 every month, you know. In the years before that, it was like maybe 12 to 12 or so in a year, like maybe one a month. Hate crimes have doubled, and they all wanted to. You know, the news tells us about how hate crimes are on the rise. Problem is, they count the initial act and then don't subtract it after it's proven to be a hoax. So yeah, it's really, really convenient for them. But yeah, no, I mean, like,
Bleach.
If it really happened, I will apologize. Jussie, Jussie, Smollett, Smollettt. Yeah.
This guy?
Yeah. Look at this. Joe Budden doesn't think it was a hate crime. And notice that's a black guy saying that. Like, XXL is an urban hip hop magazine, so it's not just a bunch of racist white people who are saying this. This is something that in the article that I did, I could have embedded 2 dozen, but the only videos I embedded were black folks, like this chick named Dee Dee on a radio show, and because whenever you say something about something like this, people are gonna, oh, you're just racist. no, I'm not being racist
Oh,
here.
so they don't believe
Doesn't
it.
matter what color he is. Doesn't matter he's gay or straight. If I heard that story from anybody, there's just too many inconsistencies. The story kept changing. I don't buy it. Doesn't have anything to do with his race or sexuality or whatever.
He's gay?
Yeah, apparently he's gay. Oh, I also learned yesterday that he's apparently part Jewish too. Like, so he's, triple insured for hate crimes. Because it's a hate crime against Jews,
I feel like
black people, and gay people.
I feel like black people, what do you call that? Really feel that their color is really bad.
I don't know.
Like only tiny things, and then they will make.
Yeah, like here's something that
they're gonna overreact each time.
This is something I feel about. Like, okay, in the U.S., there's no institutional racism against black people. And in fact, it's the opposite.
There's always, I think
they get more social services. They're more likely to get a scholarship. Meanwhile, Asians, do you know that Asians are less likely to get into an Ivy League school than, a white person's less likely to get into an Ivy League school despite having better grades than a black person or a Hispanic or whatever. Asians, however, this includes Indians and Japanese, Chinese, any Asians. It's like okay, white people have to have way better scores than minorities, but Asians can have better scores than the white people and they still get penalized for that. So there's actual institutional racism against Asians. But there's still, do you know that Asians in the U.S. per capita make more money than white people? Wait a minute. So you're telling me that this group, that's a minority, because they're hardworking and intelligent. Exactly. So you're telling me this group is a minority and is more oppressed than black people or Hispanics, actually faces institutional racism, and they also do better than white people on average? Well, I guess it's not whether or not you're a minority then. I think maybe it's your attitude and what you do with your life,
Asians can really, roll over on whatever things that they will come in their life.
I'm not going to lie. I have felt for years, I'm an Asian supremacist. What are you, some kind of white supremacist? No, sir. I'm an Asian supremacist, dude. I mean, like, duh. Like, just on average, Asians have higher IQs than the rest of the world, and that's just a fact.
Really?
Just on average. Yeah. So, I mean, like, I do believe that there's subtle differences between the races. That doesn't mean we should be treated differently, though. But I think what really helps Asians get ahead is the fact that, they're hardworking and intelligent, and they don't buy into the whole oppression mentality ball.
But sometimes Filipinos keep saying, bahala na.
Right, yeah.
They're like, whatever. I haven't finished my project yet. And they're like, bahala na si Batman.
Which is the Tagalog version of Hakuna Matata, right?
Yeah. Like, no, it's like, whatever.
Exactly, yeah.
Whatever, come what may, whatever.
Exactly, Hakuna Matata. So, whatever happens.
Yeah, whatever happens, happens.
Speaking of Hakuna Matata, did you hear that, like, they're making a new version of The Lion King?
Oh, really?
Yeah, and, but get this, like, what was it? Some African country was trying to sue Disney for using the term Hakuna Matata because it's an actual, like, Swahili phrase. Means no worries for the rest of your days. But yeah, but yeah, they wanted to sue Disney for using the phrase Hakuna Matata. But thank goodness it was somebody from the same, like, African country comes up and they're like, no, dude, like, it's not appropriation because you can still, they're not saying you can't say that. They're also saying that. Like, I love it when stuff like that happens. Like, there was the we did this story about the white high schooler who wore a qipao to her prom, the Chinese, prom dress, and it's always a bunch of white people. A bunch of white liberals were like, that's racist. And then, like, actual Chinese from China are like, no, we actually think that's really cool. There's a little girl who went viral. I mean, a little girl. She's like 7 or 8, doing a cute little tea ceremony in her kimono. That's appropriation. No, it's appreciation, And once again, some Japanese folks came in, so I love it when that happens. And then, so whatever African country, some other people from there, same thing happened in a Volkswagen Bug commercial. Like, it was, the joke was
the car?
Yeah, this guy was like using a Jamaican accent. It's like, oh, hey, man, everything's fine, And some people, once again, some white liberals got upset about it. And then, like, the tourism director of Jamaica is like, no, dude, like, that's really cool, man. He's saying, hey, look, they're basically, they're saying something nice about our culture, that we're happy, generous, lighthearted people. That's a good thing. That's why people want to visit us, So, like, that's one of my favorite kind of turnaround stories, when you have a bunch of white people who it's not their place to say, white people and whatever, if you say something about a case like the Jussie Smollett thing, there's a phrase, stay in your own lane, which means supposedly you're not supposed to talk about any other group or race if you're not a member of it. No, I call it like I see it, whether I'm a part of that group or not. But yeah, just absolutely bull, So I love when you have one of those turnaround type tales where the white liberal saying, you can't say that, you can't do that, and then the actual minority represented is like, actually we thought that was pretty cool.
Oh, 50 Cent. Do you know this rapper?
Yeah.
And T.I. supports Jussie.
Oh yeah. I hope we do. There was a hashtag
Sending
justice for Jussie.
Yeah.
I hope we have justice for Jussie too. If he really was attacked,
yeah,
I hope we find out who it was.
Who was it? Yeah.
I almost feel like if he was actually attacked, it was like some Antifa trying to make it look like a racist hate crime to stir up more hate against Trump supporters. But if it didn't happen, I also think justice for Jussie, as in he should go to jail for filing a false police report. They had dozens of detectives working around the clock, analyzing hundreds of hours of surveillance, and saw nothing except for 2 people who they're calling persons of interest, even though the 2 people are heading the opposite direction of where Jussie was found. But those are the only 2 people in the area before or after the whole event. So was it, I mean, I know that the KKK wears hoods, but were these guys ghosts for real? Like, they're not just wearing the white sheet. They're literally ghosts under there. That's the only way it makes any sense to me.
Yeah, it was just...
But yeah, I absolutely hope that they come to the bottom of it, because if it's not exposed as being real or fake,
he was hesitant to report that he was attacked 2 men while walking in Chicago's Streeterville neighborhood last week, according to Chicago Police Incident Report released Monday. He was hesitant to report it. So the report, obtained via Freedom of Information Act request, said that the friend who called police told them that Smollett did not want to report offense. However, he believed it to be in the best interest too. But why is it on the internet? No.
Yeah, he didn't want to report. Well, I almost feel like, maybe he went back to his manager's place where they'd planned the whole thing. He's like, I don't know, I'm afraid to tell the police because, you know, if they investigate it, it'll turn into a hate crime. They could bring the FBI in. They brought the FBI in.
Yeah.
And, you know, we could get in a lot of trouble, man. You know? And yeah, if he faked it, I really hope that they press charges. Because, you know, like one of the stories I mentioned that we had covered in the past about a black guy put like a swastika, painted a swastika outside of his house, and you know, when they caught him and it turns out it was him, he said, I'm just trying to raise awareness. Raise awareness of what? The fact that hoax hate crimes are on the rise? Well, congratulations. You just proved that does happen. And you know, here's the most nefarious thing about that, because hate crimes do exist. There are hate crimes. Every time a woman falsely accuses someone of rape, or tries to equate, you know, oh, he looked at me and it made me feel uncomfortable and it was like a rape. You know, when we falsely equate stuff that's inappropriate with literal rape, when we fake hate crimes, that does not help the real victims. You know, that absolutely does not help the real victims. And the people that do this stuff should absolutely be ashamed. I know some of them are doing it for agenda, and most of them are doing it for
agenda.
Like they've got their pet cause. You know, they're doing it to push what they believe. You know, so they're doing it for agenda or attention or both, or just because they're literally crazy. You know, in a few of these cases, I think these people are just crazy. You know, but yeah.
Where's the guy? And he was caught in the CCTV just by himself.
And was only off the cameras for 55 seconds.
How can I... It could happen.
Oh yeah, it could, right.
That's just, I don't know, 2 seconds.
But I mean, like, why did they say his ribs were broken and they weren't?
Really?
Why didn't he mention MAGA country to the police the first day? It's just way too...
his face.
Yeah, exactly. They said brutally attacked.
It could happen that he can be attacked, but not really brutally.
Yeah, if you're brutally attacked
he can't probably
and ribs broken, then you don't go to the hospital and they go, oh no, you're in good condition. Please go home.
Please go home.
We don't have time to waste with people who don't have any illness or injuries, you know? So yeah, I mean, hey, I will if we find definitive proof. You know, if they catch the guys and the guys admit it, I will eat my words. I will even apologize. But, you know, I just don't see that happening.
So, I was just reading this article from E! News. This is a celebrity news website, right? So, the headline says, Donald Trump calls Jussie Smollett attack horrible.
Yeah. And if it did happen, then yes, it's horrible.
Yeah.
You know, if it happened. Reminds me of, like, I remember when O.J. Simpson, after he got out, and he wrote a book.
So the president
called If I Did It.
The president's comment is
happened.
just, it's horrible. If it's true.
Yeah, absolutely. If it happened, then yes, it's horrible.
Can I say he's kind of cute? But it's gay.
See if you can find.
It's kind of cute.
See if you can find the letter. Oh my gosh, it is so
Whoops, I can't spell.
Tell me what you think.
Where is it? So he sings too.
Yeah. There we go. Look.
That grape juice. What?
I know 6-year-old kids who draw better than that.
The black. Huh? I don't get it. Chilling.
Look at this.
What's this?
It's a stick figure with a picture of a gun. Like,
I'm pointing it to him.
Does that not look like a 5-year-old did it?
Yeah.
Like a 5-year-old, excuse me.
Probably
Let me qualify that statement. A 5-year-old who doesn't draw very well, even for a 5-year-old. Sorry, I know.
I kind of doubt it because I draw exactly like. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh man, but no, I mean, like, look at the writing too.
Yeah.
You know, it looks like Now, I've heard some people saying that what's possible is,
or just
in order to obscure his own
an
handwriting,
old guy pretending to be a kid, you know.
Right, exactly. In order to
really
obscure his own handwriting,
Yeah.
he may have used the other hand.
Mm-hmm.
And I saw something, but I didn't mention this in the article because I don't know if it's been confirmed. Like supposedly a graphologist, a handwriting expert, looked at it and said, "Oh, these are very similar handwriting styles." Because you can switch arms, but it doesn't switch your writing style. You know, there's certain markers that people who are trained can pick up on, and you know, so I didn't mention that in the article because I didn't know, like, graphology is sometimes brought up as court evidence, but it's like a polygraph test. It's not really evidence.
But yeah, so, like, also tons of people who's praying for him. God bless Jesse. May he have all the support he needs from healing.
He went from being fairly obscure and on a show with failing ratings. By the way, the show is going to be in its 6th season very soon. They're shooting right now. You know, so it feels like a publicity stunt even. You know, the fact that the only witness is his manager, dude. Who wins? Who wins here? Like, who lost here? Oh, I got a little cut here. Like,
you know who wins here? The people. They got entertainment.
The TV show wins. He wins. His manager wins. So it's just kind of, you know.
The real winner is Jesse.
And the fact is, he knows that they're like XXL magazine and this, you know, even a lot of folks in these like urban magazines, you know, a bunch of black folks are like, no, I don't buy it. You know, I would want to prove myself, you know, so I would definitely, you know, yes, you can check, you know, I wouldn't hand over the phone maybe, but okay, yes, I give you permission to check my phone records for between 2 a.m. and 3 a.m., but nothing more, you know, just to confirm it. Now, I understand, I'm a privacy freak, but in a situation like this, where I know everybody's going to think I'm lying because the story doesn't add up, I would give them permission to check my phone records for that amount of time. But neither he nor his manager will. Why? What have they got to hide?
What did he do from that 55 seconds of his life?
Yeah.
Oh, there's a rock.
Whatever he did, it wasn't horrible enough to make him drop his phone or sandwich while fighting them. No, seriously. Like, I'm trying to imagine this in my head. So, did he have the phone and sandwich in one hand and fighting with the other? You know, or was it? No, I've got it. He was using the Subway. He's on the phone using the Subway sandwiches, nunchucks. That's what. Yeah, that's what happened. That's gotta be it.
Okay, to change the topic, what is your zodiac sign?
Oh, I'm Year of the Dog.
Year of the Dog.
Yeah.
Oh, what God? Why?
Oh, which reminds me. So in Malaysia.
I'm just checking your horoscope.
Oh yeah.
So what does the Year of the Dog mean for 2019? So 11. You are a dog, Chinese, and you're born. Wait. It will take a little bit time. So let's see. What's your luck? Oh, the Year of the Pig is a very important year for those born under the dog sign. Oh, they have special opportunities to progress, to change their plans for the future, and to trace new directions, both in their personal and professional life.
Well, that's good to hear.
That's a good thing. Let's check mine. I won't say it out loud.
You know,
I won't
it's funny.
say what my zodiac sign is.
You know, like this is a big holiday or whatever. I guess in Malaysia, there's a large Chinese population there. But since they're a majority Muslim nation, like the last 2 years, has got to have been rough because both dogs and pigs are unclean in Islam. So yeah.
Dogs are unclean. Wait. Can I see my snakes? Oh, snakes have a deep and complex mind, but if they love, they love with their entire heart.
Yeah.
Totally not real. Oh wait, but I've heard from the news last night that I should be careful because snake and pig doesn't go along together, and they said I need to get a charm to block all the whatever it is that's gonna come in my life.
Do pigs eat snakes?
Maybe. I thought dog and snake are compatible.
Oh yeah?
Yeah. Dog and snake aren't compatible.
I've never seen a dog and a snake hanging out, honestly. Just personally.
1989. Snake Earth. Yin. Personality and characteristics. Snakes are humorous and sophisticated. They don't like small talk or thinking about small, everyday problems. In a chaotic environment, they are the eye of the storm.
Like big once a week problems.
Snakes are able to hold their ground and calmly think of solutions. I couldn't think of a I don't know, I burst out. But anyway, enough of that. Good luck.
Yeah.
On your ear
same.
frill. So wow, I actually couldn't stop looking at it. Okay, what else do we have here? So people say people are still, praying for Jesse, and the other people says, oh, it's made up.
Right, yeah. And you can't just pin it on, oh, it's, if you think that, you're racist. Because like I said, when I searched Jussie Smollett fake or Jussie Smollett lied at YouTube, most of the videos, it was black people talking about it.
Yeah, if all of the people
saying it's a hoax.
People with color thinks that they're being, I don't know, like I couldn't probably around with people with color if they think I'm a racist, even though I'm not saying anything. Actually, that's probably like the worst thing that I would want to be in.
Oh, that reminds me. Speaking of like racist
Hate
and
crime.
whatnot.
Yeah.
So on Facebook, Sunday, because I had to go to the mall. I needed to get some shorts, so I went to the surplus store because you can get cheap clothes there. And I got this new shirt, which I really dig. But while I'm there, I saw something that I had never seen in my life, and I had to mention it because it was just like, what? So it was a Filipino guy sitting in a line for a Chinese restaurant with a Nazi shirt. It had the swastika and the German war eagle and whatnot. And and I mentioned that on Facebook, and some people are like, oh no, there's lots of swastikas in Asia because of Buddhism. And I'm like, but when it's a tilted swastika in a circle with the black eagle on top, that is not a Buddhist symbol.
Swastika.
Oh,
the swastika sign.
Yeah. Like it was the symbol that's on the Nazi flag with the black eagle and the tilted swastika, not a Buddhist symbol. Dude.
It's a Buddhist symbol, the swastika thing. I've seen it.
Apparently someone reported that post, and Facebook locked me out of my account for a bit. Wait, what? And this is the effed up thing. Get this. Our stalker, right? Our stalker had still has that profile. Created a profile using pictures of me and my family and pictures of my brother and sister when we're kids.
Oh.
And was sending really creepy messages about
how... That guy, Johnny?
Yeah. About how he's going to track down my mom.
No,
and so I
report
that to Facebook, right? And they didn't do a thing.
Oh.
But now, my post saying, and it was just the one where I said, no, it wasn't a Buddhist it wasn't the Buddhist symbol because
It's a
it was
swastika sign.
yeah, and that got me locked out of my account. They made
thank
me
God I
delete the
didn't
post.
post anything when I saw that sign when I'm in a Buddhist temple. I'm probably gonna be in trouble if someone reported it.
Well, right. I mean, like, no. I mean, like, the when the swastika is like so, then that's a Buddhist symbol. But when it's tilted and underneath a black eagle, that's a Nazi symbol. Which, I'm sorry, but I had to mention that because that is not something you see every day. I've never in my life seen someone in person with a Nazi t-shirt before. You know?
I've never seen one.
Never in my life.
I've seen tons of stickers and
all right.
Yeah. They put it on their motorcycle.
There's one on a jeepney I saw a picture of.
How
and
about
I saw
you put
one
it
in
on
a
your
trike.
computer?
Yeah.
I'll dare you.
Oh, I don't know.
Put it on your computer on and then go in.
Even just
in
having what do you call
cafe?
it? Even just having "It's okay to be white" makes me scared.
Really?
Going through an airport in like San Francisco, like in most places, no. But like if I'm gonna fly back to the U.S., I'm gonna stop through San Francisco or you know somewhere like L.A. or whatever, and there's some crazy liberals there, you know.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, I'm. It certainly certainly makes me concerned because these are folks who can say, "Uh-oh, I don't like this guy. I think he's a racist. I'm gonna pretend like he needs to be strip searched," and then they grab the gloves, you know.
Yeah.
No, thank you. No.
Anyway, I've seen that when we went to Pampanga to cover like the crucifixion thing. There's a cool looking motorcycle that has tons of swastika stickers on it, and I'm like, whoa, why? Who owns this? You know who owns it?
No.
The mayor.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
And I was like, oh, okay, I'm not gonna say anything.
In Thailand, there's a restaurant that has it's a fried chicken restaurant with like it's like their mascot is like a Ronald McDonald Hitler type character, which just like I don't know, I find that really hilarious. You know, it's silly. It's very silly.
There's a huge book about Hitler in our shelves outside, and
oh yeah, David Irving's
it's going
book,
to be interesting if you read that in your room, not outside,
not in public, yeah,
not in public unless it's a library.
Right? Yeah,
Maybe
yeah. That's you know, I think they said something about Roger Stone when he was arrested. Oh, he had a book about Hitler. Really? So he's interested in history. What a Nazi. So, like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I'm interested in history. Doesn't make me a Nazi, though.
Yeah.
People are way too uptight about this crap. Yeah.
And I'm 5 minutes.
Crazy.
So what's the date for next week's show? Because I might have a date.
Ah.
No, not really. I don't have a date to myself.
Oh, right. Yeah.
12. And Valentine's Day is Thursday. Oh. So anyway, so do you have anything to share to the people? Any plugs?
Oh, nothing I can think off the top of my head.
Yeah, sorry, Major Burdock didn't. I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, I messed up the schedule, and he's in it late. But anyway, sorry about that. And he just decided to join in our next show. And you're gonna be on the Revolution Radio again.
Maybe
weekend, Friday.
You know, I haven't been on like every weekend, but whenever I'm up early enough, because it starts at what is it? I think same time as this show, right? Like or no, I think it starts an hour later. It starts at like 10 p.m. Eastern, which is 7 p.m. Pacific time. and is for 2 hours. But yeah, I've been on a few times in the past couple months. Whenever I'm up early enough, I like to do the show. It's always a lot of fun. We talk about some interesting stuff. We've actually had a few episodes in the past month where Dr. True was out, so it was pretty much just me and Burdock shooting the shit for the entire show, which was fun. I gotta admit, I enjoyed that. Yeah.
Yeah. So I enjoy doing vlogs. So make sure you guys check out my vlogs too. I'm gonna.
Oh yeah, you got the new one, right?
I'm gonna post many videos.
You gonna? Oh, that reminds me.
Looking cute.
So what are you thinking about the idea that Burdock floated by? Something to do with like
hand cream.
Yeah, like so how's it? Try this on for size, viewing audience. What about like if you mixed a like a video gun segment and like a makeup segment? Like find some way to like meld those two worlds, because I know for a fact, because I'm from Tennessee, I know that there's plenty of gals who like guns, and you know, so they like the girly stuff, but they also like guns. So like, what if we were able to find a way to do a segment that marries guns and girly stuff? Like, I gotta say, I love the idea. I absolutely love the idea.
Yeah, I think the idea of just being, you know, like, what's this movie? Russian Spy. Super cute, but then loves.
What is it? The Red Sparrow?
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, I've got that movie.
Probably wrong reference, but.
I got the Red Sparrow movie. I still haven't watched it.
Yeah.
I think it's on an external hard drive somewhere. Yeah.
But anyway, if you have any idea, you can comment on our YouTube channel, or particularly this video, on what vlog that we're gonna do.
Yeah.
And we will see you guys
until next
week.
time.
Thanks. Bye. Kung ay pa, Choy!